Hi, welcome to Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 81 coming at you tonight.
Calvin Johnson. Good job, Calvin Johnson.
Good job, Calvin Johnson. Alrighty. NBA overreactions, sports in the 313 with Big Ike, and lots of other stuff. It's a huge day in sports. Huge.
Huge day. Very big day in sports. So
Very
let's
big day in
move
sports.
at a respectfully efficient rate. Tal, off the tops, go ahead.
First of all, thanks, Evan, for your appearance on episode 80. Lots of good reviews. Fans are pretty happy with Evan.
Thanks, fans.
Thanks, fans.
Thanks
Evan.
listening.
Thanks, fans. Steve Nash got fired. Oh my gosh, we're going to talk more about it later. And they're going to hire Udoka. Oh my gosh.
We're talking about it later?
Yeah, in NBA overreactions, because the Nets obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Huge.
Good job.
TJ Hawk. Wow. I knew he was going to be traded. Sorry, I thought he was going to be traded, but I didn't think they traded him to Minnesota. You know, lots of back and forth. Basically, they freed up some cap space for next year, and they got a second-round draft pick. The other 3s and 4s are pretty much going to cancel each other out.
All right. So quick. I'll just give my thoughts here.
Yep.
He's making $9.5 million next year, and then he's an unrestricted free agent. I looked at the market for the tight end. He's probably going to ask around $14 million. I think he's going to get in that range. Waller is making 17. A lot of the guys are around 15, so I think Hawk is going to be that 14 to 15 range.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money for a position that won't win you playoff games, and not that the Lions are anywhere close to winning playoff games. But that's just another reason why it doesn't make sense to
do you want to allocate $15 million to a tight end who's maybe the 8th or the 10th or the 11th best tight end in the league?
He's better than that, and that's because the tight end position isn't a very good position right now.
Yeah, but there's like 3 good guys next year.
Yeah, and Pitts is supposed to be good, and he gets 2 targets a game, right? Like, the tight end position is just goofy. The people did the crunching of the numbers and the conditional pick and what each pick, essentially they got a 3rd-round pick for him, is what the trade value chart says.
I thought low second.
No, it was a 2nd-rounder, but if you factor in what the Lions gave up,
Got it.
similar how to the McCaffrey trade, that was equivalent to a 1st-round pick.
Yep.
This essentially was Hockenson for a 3rd-rounder.
Okay.
If you crunch the numbers, which is great.
We know our man Luke Wilson does not like the trade.
I need to initially. A lot of Lions fans are anti the trade. People like TJ. If you look at it, wow, we didn't get it for it. It's the market. It's what Roquan Smith, who's maybe the best defensive player in football right now, got a 2nd and a 5th.
Exactly.
And he has half a year left on his contract, right? So it's interesting. I love the trade. I wish they got a little more, but I understand that this is fine. The only bad part. What's the only bad part?
TJ Hawkinson's dad.
Okay, we're going to say Ton Hockenson, my guy. This is my boy.
Yeah, we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you.
I saw his last game in Detroit. I saw TJ's last game in Detroit, which is cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. The bad thing is that the Vikings are just going to throw the ball 17 times to him when they play the Lions. He's going to absolutely shred us.
Yeah, although, honestly, Jefferson shreds us.
And
Thielen shreds us.
Yeah, and tight end shred us. But I don't look forward to seeing the Bleacher Report, ESPN, Instagram posts like TJ Hockenson in revenge game against his former team, 270 yards, 6 touchdowns. Don't want to see that post, and I'm going to see it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
But Lions now have 5 picks in the top 65 in 2023, so just putting that out there. I trust Brad Holmes.
We talked all along, the people calling for Campbell to be fired, they signed him to a 6-year deal. The first 2 years don't count. He could win 2 games a year in the first 2 years, and he's not going to be fired. Next year, yeah, it actually starts to count. Let's assume they're going to be a top 3 or top 4 pick, right? There's a couple of teams that are going to suck. Houston's going to suck. Chicago's obviously going to suck. Oh, they traded for...
We're all over the place. Campbell's staying. That's a completely different debate.
Campbell's going to stay.
Yeah.
The Lions are probably only going to win 3 games this year.
It's around there. Yeah, it really depends on stuff like that. But yeah, they're probably not going to win many games.
Okay, enough Lions talk.
Yes.
We'll talk about that more next episode.
Okay.
We would be remiss if we didn't congratulate some of our people. Right?
Oh, yes.
Lyndon Crane, Drew Dilkins, Freddie Francis, Steady Eddie Sleeman. Good job.
And the other counselors.
Good job,
and the
other
everybody.
counselors. Counselor Geniac, she might be your favorite.
They're all good, and you should be not commenting on that. All the counselors are very good.
All the counselors are good. Actually,
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna tape. So I'm just gonna talk because you're gonna say something. Stop! I'm just gonna talk. You can't say that. Okay. I'm gonna talk for a minute because you're gonna lose the mic soon. Do you have anything to say before you get me in trouble at my job?
No, Michigan State.
Okay, that's again. We're talking about that later.
Okay.
So
That's for later. See, I wrote that down.
no,
For
I
later.
wrote for later.
Oh, yes.
Okay, what else do you have?
McCaffrey trade. We didn't get to talk about that because it happened last week. Thoughts on that?
It's fine. San Francisco, I like it. It's good for football, seeing him get out of Carolina. But I don't think it pushes San Francisco the edge. But because the NFC is so wide open, who knows?
Honestly, the comp is Michigan, right? Like, they're just going to run ball control offense, run the ball a lot, short passes. Now, I think JJ is probably better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I guess you can make that. It's a very odd comparison, I guess.
Yep.
But sure.
Well, they want to control it. They want to control the clock, let their defense
You
win
can say
it.
that about like 17 teams in the NFL. Like the Falcons throw the ball 8 times a game. So also the Falcons have the Michigan
Mariota
offense.
runs the ball more than he throws the ball.
Okay, any more bad takes?
Yes, Houston-Philly World Series. It's going to be good.
I like the World Series. Good job, World Series.
Good job, World Series.
Good job, October baseball.
Okay.
November baseball now.
Wings are fun to watch, finally.
Stupid. Okay.
That's it.
All right. I got to talk. R.I.P. Takeoff. I've talked about it a bit at dinner. Takeoff and Migos. I grew up the first rap I ever listened to was Migos, and I love those guys. Culture 2.
Isaac downloaded a lot of Migos to my phone.
A lot of it's a big deal. Takeoff passed away this morning. Super sad.
Any
it's
rumors
terrible.
as to who killed him?
We're not speculating there yet. No, it's just very sad, and it's not good for the music industry. He was like 28, 29. It's terrible. Love his music. Gonna keep listening, so respect Takeoff. UFC 280. Great event, great card. Afternoon MMA is awesome. Good job, UFC. You even watched some of that. Because
I did watch some of that.
It wasn't
It
at
was
2
pretty
a.m.
Yeah.
Barbarian on Disney Plus. I told you about it.
I need to watch that.
It's an absolute trip. Just don't put it on for a light Halloween scary movie. It's nuts. Then, light scary Halloween movie. Halloween.
Which one?
The original. I was watching
Nice.
the original. It's awesome. It's really good. That's all I have for off the top.
What year was that? Like 79, 80?
78 maybe?
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. But you're going to talk, and I'm going to have to look up that year because now it's in my head.
Okay. Perfect. So one of the things that sports fans love to do is they like to overreact to stuff. Right? NFL overreactions, NBA overreactions. The NBA is about 10% of the way through their season. Maybe not even. But all sorts of crazy stuff are going to happen. People are going to overreact to all sorts of things. So what we did is we each independently came up with a list of 8 NBA overreactions. We didn't talk about it ahead of time in no particular order. I'm going to start with the first one, and then we'll just go back and forth.
And really quickly, Halloween came out in 1978, so quit sleeping on me. I was right, respectfully. Okay?
Yeah, nobody was sleeping on you.
I was kind of. I was a little unsure.
Oh, you were sleeping on yourself. Don't be sleeping on yourself.
Sorry about that.
Have confidence, young blood.
And NBA, I feel like we'll have some overlap. So.
Oh, we're going to have some overlap for sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So, overreaction. So, some of these overreactions are going to be true or false. Here's a false one. Paulo is going to be the runaway winner for Rookie of the Year. False. He is going to come back to the pat. He's going to be the favorite. But Jabari Smith, Ben Mathurin, Ivan Murray are all going to give him some competition. It's a pretty good rookie class, and it's deep as well. Man, I saw a couple of plays. What's the rookie in Portland's name? Sharp? Is he Canadian, dude?
Yes.
He can jump out of the gym.
He's a freak athlete.
Do you know who Lillard compared him to? Air Canada, Vince Carter.
I was going to say, Vince Carter's a similar comp.
Wow.
We have no idea. Yeah, so Sharp. Well, I have a Rookie of the Year bit here. I think Paulo wins it. Just opening night, I was there, and we're like, oh, look at Paulo. They ran their offense through him, and I watched some more. He's their point guard.
He's point power forward.
With Suggs and Fultz out, and I think Cole Anthony's dinged up. They're like, all right, Paulo, you're just going to run the offense. So he's their point guard. He's averaging 23, 8, and 4 right now. In
4 dimes?
Yeah.
I would actually thought it would be even more than that because he's got his hands on the ball a lot.
44% from the field.
It's not bad.
The Magic are 1-6. So let's just put that out there respectfully.
They're tanking. Paulo, he's good. He is good.
Yeah, opening night, it was just like, wow, that guy's got 30. And I think he finished with pretty close to 30 on opening night. So Paulo, I think, wins Rookie of the Year. But shout out Shaedon Sharp, and then shout out my guy Benedict Mathurin in Indiana. I like his game. He's a good kid. I like him.
Yeah, so when we talked about NBA overreactions, 4 days ago, it would have been easy to say, oh, hey, the Nets are done. Is it an overreaction? Is it not an overreaction? Well, in the last 4 days, Kyrie has gone from just a stupid, non-vax flat earther to a complete and utter anti-Semitic, racist idiot.
Uh-huh.
And the Nets decided to make a statement that they disagree, and then they decided to fire Steve Nash because, they weren't listening to Steve Nash. They're not listening to anybody. They're not listening to Pops. They're not listening to Chuck Daly. They're not listening to anybody. I don't know if Steve Nash should have got the job in the first place. The Nets, they're done. They're gone. They're roasted, toasted, deep fried. They are done.
All right, so the Nash thing and the Kyrie thing are two different conversations.
Well, the only comparison is the Nets and the trash dumpster fire that they are.
Yeah, Venn diagram, Nets are in the middle. We can maybe talk about Kyrie.
Yes.
We'll try to talk about Kyrie a little bit later on. Do you want to? A little later?
We might as well. I mean, NBA overreactions, might as well talk about it now because the other stuff isn't really tied to Kyrie.
Okay, so I'll get some Nets stuff out, and then we'll talk about the Kyrie thing.
Yeah, you did more research on this than I did.
Yeah, during class today, respectfully.
Good class? History class?
I don't remember.
Communications?
No, I'm not saying because
Okay,
the
that's
profs.
true. The profs
might
are
track
probably
me
all
down.
our listeners,
They're
right?
all fans. No, so here's the deal. The Nash thing, it's pouring gasoline on a fire, right? Like, the Nets are already a mess. Before the Kyrie stuff, they were already a mess.
Yes.
And then the Kyrie stuff, and then Nash got fired. It's just getting worse. I do wish the best for Steve Nash. I really love his game, and I hope he gets picked up somewhere.
When you say his game, you mean his NBA game or his coaching game?
His NBA game, and he's done nothing to deter me from his
He
coaching.
seemed to be pretty chill on the sidelines considering
Other than
how crazy they were.
Other than that one time when he got
He
kicked
did.
out.
Yeah, lose his mind a couple weeks, maybe last week.
Joe Tsai, who I am a fan of, maybe a rare Joe Tsai L, just seems like a very strange move to fire Steve Nash after you said we're going to keep him in the offseason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's poor culture that he's building.
I happen to think that KD was involved in this.
We know he
decision.
was. Because KD said, I want Nash gone. And then Tsai said,
No, in the last 2 days.
Exactly, but I'm saying if Nash had the slightest bit of we might get fired, if Tsai was like, maybe I fire Nash, then he should have done it when KD asked to make it look like, here you go, Mr. Durant, I'm going to please you just so you shut up and can get 35 a game.
Yeah.
And he pissed KD off by keeping him, and then now he seems to be trying to make up for it. It's terrible. So I don't love that management move. Now the Kyrie thing, you can talk about a little bit. Just go ahead.
So I'll start it off. Again, Kyrie is somebody who professes to be very well read on things, and allegedly he just seems to just watch a bunch of videos, and that's how he gets himself educated. And I'll use educated. I'll use that term loosely. The retweet and the promotion of the anti-Semitic book and movie, a terrible, terrible thing to do. It's just an awful take. Listen, you are part of a group that has been the victim of racism, and you've been the victim of prejudice. Why are you hacking on another group that has been the victim of racism and prejudice? Right? Like Kanye, Kanye's a lunatic, or Ye, or whatever his name is now. Kyrie, you're in that group. Like, it's a couple lunatics, and you have chosen to hitch your cart up to the racist idiot Kanye. This is going to hurt you a lot in the long run. I don't think they could trade him for a barrel of pucks right now. He's still immensely talented. He's still a top 5 talent in the league. Maybe the best handles of all time. He can finish. He can pass. He can shoot. Toxic, toxic, toxic. I don't have any idea what's going to happen to him. I feel a little bad for KD, but not that bad because he knew what he was getting into. And he's had multiple times to say, I don't know if this is the right decision to team up with KD. It's your boat, fellas. Enjoy swimming. But you have a little bit more information on the anti-Semitic movie and book. Please elaborate.
I was going to say, I hate the Nets, and the Nets suck, and Simmons is averaging 6 shot attempts a game, and he's shooting 47% from the free throw line, and he's averaging 6 points a game. So I just want to talk about Ben Simmons, because we should talk about how he is afraid to shoot. That aside,
completely afraid to shoot.
That he'll be in a one-on-one transition break, and he'll do a two-handed. He'll slow it down and do a two-handed pitch to find anybody he can.
Yep.
Okay, Kyrie thing. So he's always been a moron. We kind of knew he was toxic. We didn't know that he was all of this. Basically, I've done quite a bit of research on what the book and the film is because I want to know.
And I didn't get to read the Rolling Stone article, but you made reference to
that.
So
I'll get a quote essentially not from the movie or the book or whatever, from the trades that wrote about the content.
The trades?
Rolling Stone, Hollywood Reporter,
okay.
like legit, like it's not like me and you putting stuff together. This is legit people. The documentary is based on a book written by the director. Let's just stop there. Think about that. Okay. So it's like I write nonsense and then I can make it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, write a review of your nonsense.
It is full of anti-Semitism, homophobia, xenophobia, and Islamophobia. The book purports many influential Jewish people worship Satan or Lucifer. So it's got all this stuff. It's got this racist stuff against Jewish people. It's got a lot of homophobia stuff. It's got stuff against the Islamic culture, xenophobia. And then it's got like stuff about like Satan and the Antichrist in it. Like it's absolutely off the rails, like bonkers stuff. That's just lunacy. And then Kyrie was endorsing alt-right extremist Alex Jones, who a lot of people probably don't know about, who's another complete lunatic for different reasons. So it's so ugly and it's terrible and it's incredibly dangerous because
like it or not, he has tremendous influence.
No. That's the thing. He's got 10-year-olds following him that have no idea, right? So it's extremely dangerous. It's bad. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he can get suspended. I don't know how he's not. It's disgusting. I hate it. I've always hated the Nets the past couple years of this garbage that's happening in Brooklyn. I hate it even further now. I'm wishing on their downfall. Part of me wants to see Kyrie go to the Lakers just so I can watch all of them implode as well. Because, again, KD, I kind of like KD, and I like his offensive game. But, again, like you said, he put himself in this situation. It's terrible. No more Nets stuff. I have no more comments on it. It's awful. I hate it so much. It's wrong for so many reasons and dangerous.
I'd like one last take on hiring Udoka.
Super weird. Doesn't make
bit of an overreaction. Oh my gosh!
It's weird for so many reasons because A, we still don't really know the Udoka thing, and then B, Boston's just gonna let him go, right? So I have no idea, but I am not wishing the best things on Brooklyn Nets right now.
Nope, bad. Okay, that's the Nets. So is that an overreaction? No. They're worse.
There's a lot of facts we just spat.
That was a lot of facts. Good facts.
Can we talk about a nice, happy thing now?
Yes, please.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis. Awesome.
Okay. You know what he's putting up right now? He's putting up 36, 13, and 5, and he's the MVP and maybe the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
Like we was preaching, respectfully, we said this.
We said Giannis is going to be really intense, both ends of the court, all year long. I've got a Giannis take as well.
Yeah, they're 5-0, and Chris Middleton isn't even playing yet.
Yeah.
Good job. And Joe Ingles isn't even playing yet. Wait until he gets back. Go ahead.
So my overreaction is Ja is the MVP. Ja's great. Fun to watch. Probably the funnest player in the league to watch. He's not the MVP. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo, without a doubt.
You want to spin this into a Grizzlies thing? I have no more talks. I have nothing more on the Bucks. I love them. I think they're winning the championship, like I've been saying, and Giannis is winning at least one trophy this year.
I have no more takes on the Grizz or the Bucks, so go nuts.
I'll bring this to the Grizzlies now. Love the Bucks. Great job, Giannis. They have the highest scoring offense in the NBA, and they're missing their starting center. Jaren Jackson is still out, and not that he's a 30 points per game guy, but he's a great center.
Yeah.
And then in the playoffs, every now and then, I'm like, oh wow, Jaren Jackson shot 6 for 8 from 3. Mm-hmm. Ja has taken another leap. Last year, he took a big leap. He's now 33 a game, and obviously these are small sample sizes, but he's 33 a game, 55% from the field, and he's shooting 56% from 3, not on 2 attempts a game. He's shooting over 4 times a game.
Yep.
Because last year...
Off the bounce, like, he can score.
Last year, they didn't really respect his 3-point shot, and now they're going to have to. And this
well,
is
the problem
really scary.
is when you have to respect a guy like that's 3-point shot, he's going to blow by you and dunk over the entire city.
He's going to watch some Chayton Ivey tape. and Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane has also been really, really good this year. Grizzlies, very fun. I was a little skeptical because of Jaren Jackson being out. They look awesome. Best offense in the NBA right now. Good job, Ja.
Good job, Ja.
Okay, what do you got?
The Heat, are they done? Unfortunately, this is not an overreaction. They just don't have enough scoring. They don't really have a number 2 after Jimmy. I mean, Bam, I guess, is your number 2, but he's not good enough. Plus, their 4 and 5 guys are not starters on a playoff team. So I don't know what they're going to do. They got their first-round draft picks. Are they going to try... Like, here's the thing. I think they need to say, okay, we're going to make one more run. We're going to go all in. Because they're not going to get better, right? Like, Hero might be a little bit better scorer, but he's going to be picked on the defensive end. Bam, we expected him to take some steps offensively.
Who's we? You did.
I did. I thought Miami would be okay. I didn't think they'd be this bad. You called it.
Thank you.
But 2 years ago, people thought, oh my God, Bam's going to be a top 5 player in the league. No.
So I'll just go on the Heat really quickly.
Did you have the Heat down as one of your 8?
Yep. I just said, here's my quote. I told y'all the Heat will not be that good. Mid-tier team in the East, Jimmy and Scrubs. And that about sums it up. It's Jimmy Butler and a bunch of dudes. Lowry looks terrible. Bam doesn't play offense.
Lowry's done.
Caleb Martin is fine. I like Hero, but again, he can't
Caleb
be your
Martin
two
is not a
option.
starter on a playoff team.
No, he's not. The Heat missed their window. I like Pat Riley a lot, but the D Mitch thing. D Mitch was staring at you in your face, and both sides wanted it. D Mitch really wanted to come to Miami. He's best friends with Bam, and he's buddies with Jimmy.
In 2 years, who's their best player?
Jimmy, 35-year-old Jimmy. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I don't. Hero's not gonna be what Jimmy is now.
Hero's never going to be that guy.
Exactly.
He's the fourth guy on a team that wins a playoff series.
Hero, maybe third. Well, he also was starting in the
Again.
finals sometimes. So
Yeah, but he gets picked on defense.
no, I totally agree. I'm just
Yeah.
saying the fact that Jimmy got these guys to the finals a
Yes.
couple years ago is nuts.
I guess that depends on who your 1 and 2 are.
The
right?
Heat are still very well run and well coached. They're still going to win a lot of games. Spoelstra's
Yep.
great. They're gonna win games, but they are not going past the second round, which is really unfortunate. They missed their window. They missed Jimmy's window. But I'm still rooting for Jimmy on the Heat.
Okay.
It's enough there.
Klay Thompson is done. Is that an overreaction? That's obviously Charles Barkley's take. And unfortunately, I've got a sort of. I like Klay. I really want him to get back. He's never going to be a lockdown defender. Like, he was the guy you would just take your opponent's best perimeter player and lock him up. So he's never going to be that guy. But I still think there's going to be a game where he's going to get 10 threes.
10. What's the record? Like 14 or
14,
so?
I think, by Klay.
Clay and Steph, I think we're close there.
Yep.
It's kind of like Avatar and Endgame that are just battling out for the number 1 box office movie. They're just going to keep going back and forth.
True that.
I don't have anything on the Warriors. Clay, unfortunately, he's got the yips still a bit.
He does.
But I think, I agree. He's still got a lot left in the tank, and he's very motivated. He takes stuff that people say very seriously, which I respect about him.
Yeah.
I don't totally get it, right? Like 2K. He got like, whatever, a 90 on 2K and was super mad that he didn't get 95. The top 75 thing was a huge deal, right? You remember that?
Yes.
I like the Warriors, but yeah, Clay's
Listen,
coming out.
if that motivates you, if
Sure.
people talking crap about Cade the first couple of games motivated
Stop.
him,
It motivates me to talk
awesome.
about Cade.
Cade's next on my list.
Go for it
So,
now. Go for now.
Is Cade a mid-range star, and is he an all-star? So the answer is yes. He's going to be the king of the mid-range. He should be an all-star. I think it's going to have a tough time picking anybody from the Pistons to be an all-star just because the record is going to be terrible. But he should be an all-star. He's been on fire the last 4 games. Obviously, tons of mid-range shots.
Last 4 games in the NBA
finishing.
season, and he's played like 7. So
Yes.
it's,
Yeah, most of the season. He's been finishing well. He actually made some threes yesterday. The highlight, the best play so far, is when he passed through the entire state of California, right? It's like 46 million people.
all of them.
He passed through all of them to Killian for a layup.
Yeah, all day.
That was spectacular.
Don't
It was
they
so
have
good.
some like San Andreas? Is that there too?
San Andreas fault, yes.
Yeah, he got right through the fault too, I think.
The whole fault. Yep.
Cade, we won't talk too much about him. He's right there. He's with us today.
Yeah, hey, Kate. Thanks for joining us.
Man, oh man. He is shooting, like mid-range you talked about. Like,
Love the mid-range.
Statistically speaking, I think he's like 55% from mid-range shots. That
Really?
is like
That's awesome.
That's like Chris Paul, DeMar DeRozan territory. It's
That's
a small
awesome.
sample size, but that's a fact. I love Cade. Well, I got a couple more other Western Conference things here. Well, the last one, we'll wrap up with the East that I have. Doc Rivers, when's he going to get fired? Shout out to Irving Paul because he agrees with me here. Soon.
December.
I don't think they'll wait that long. Right? They're 4-4 right now, which is fine. But people had like number 2 seed ambitions for the Sixers. Some dumb people thought they were going to be the 1 seed.
Well, you have to get back in transition. And if you don't, you're going to give up an additional 10 points a game. And Harden, even though he is scoring, he's not going to make that up. And Embiid just doesn't seem to be in very good shape.
Yeah, you're right. Embiid is not in the best shape. And Evan, even I was talking to him
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
He was setting it himself.
Biggest Philly fan around. Maxie's a beast, though, eh?
Maxie's a beast and he's making like nothing, right? Like he was high on my asset list. Watch that episode from a while ago.
What about Tucker? What's your take
Tucker's
on
the
him?
man, but it's just he's very limited. He has taken a step back, I think, defensively. And then sometimes they ask him to shoot, right? Like twice a game. That's just his role sometimes. Sixers, I still think they're very good, but Doc's got to go. A couple things in the West now. The Suns continue to win games. I said this. They're 5-1 right now. They're second in the West. I don't think they're winning the West, but I knew they're going to win a lot of games in the regular season. Monty Williams is that good. Chris Paul is averaging 11 assists a game. He's leading the league.
Yep.
Booker is shooting.
Booker's been on fire.
Booker's been on fire, and I hate him. He's hitting like 33 points per game right now. So the Suns are real good. Do you have anything else?
I've got a couple things.
Hit me.
So Jazz and San Antonio Spurs, are they for real?
No.
No, they're not. If you're a Jazz fan, you're a Spurs fan, first of all, you need to get a life. Second of all, they're going to start the tanking soon. They're going to rest guys. They're going to trade guys. They're going to have load management, all that kind of stuff. They'd rather have a shot at Victor than try and make the play-in tournament.
That was so
OKC, bad. I think they're going to say, screw that. We're going to run. Like Dort and Shea are going to be like, we're going. The two tough Canadian dudes. I think Dort should play running back for University of Michigan after Corum graduates.
Can he come back? Can we go to, maybe we trade Swift and then we can get Dort to the Lions potentially? Could we do that?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Is there any football team, OKC, Oklahoma? No. Oklahoma Sooners, maybe? If they
college.
Yeah, I'm trying to make the trades cross league.
Oklahoma's pretty close to Houston, which obviously has the Cowboys and the Texans. Mm. They're relatively close to New Orleans, which have the Saints.
Okay, the Saints can trade Kamara, and then we can make it work.
Okay, there you go. Little geography lesson here in the truth.
Great job, everybody.
Yeah.
Do you have a couple more? You have one more? I have one more as well.
I have one more. That.
Okay.
So early in the season, actually preseason, and then obviously when Victor went off, the rumor was everybody's going to tank for Victor. Everybody's going to tank for Victor. That's not the case. These guys are NBA players, and they've got reputations on the line, and there's more teams playing. Like whenever I see Utah Jazz win a game, I'm like, wow, that's shocking because I thought they would lose everything. I thought San Antonio would lose everything. Indiana, they've won some games. Not a lot.
That's not going to hold out. Soon the tanking will happen. It will happen, just so you know.
Okay.
The New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, yeah, you called this.
Golly. I love the Pelicans. I love the way they play. If you go through the roster, they're so likable. I'm just look out. That's what I've written down in all caps. Look out, Western Conference. Zion, CJ, and Ingram haven't been on the court a ton. They're like plus 42 net rating, which is stupid good. Najee Marshall and TM3, like they're just going nuts. They got my guy Herb Jones. I love the Pelicans. They make me happy. They play basketball the right way. So I just look out Western Conference because New Orleans is coming. That's all I got on the NBA.
Okay. Good segment. Let's talk about your weekend in the 3-1-3.
Okay.
That's got a good ring to it.
Okay, so we'll go through things. We won't spend too much time. We'll just go through. Saturday was in Ann Arbor for the day with my buddy and buddies and buddies and buddies of buddies. Watching the Michigan State game. Go Blue. Awesome game. Got a free shirt before the game. Sweet.
By throwing the football through like a little target.
Yep. Barstool pregame show. We were there. Some good folks that we met there. Like, Chris Castellani, the Detroit guy.
Yes, yeah.
Like, we met him. He was such a good dude.
Seems to be.
And then Dana Beers. I don't know who that is, respectfully, but he was there.
Rings a bell?
I don't know. He was one of the guys that stuck microphones in our faces that we yelled into and had a brief interview with. Which was a lot of fun. Hunter Dickinson, 7'1", 5 feet away from you, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And Ethan, he did some very good driving. So good driving, Ethan, in Ann Arbor.
Good job, Ethan.
Good job. Post-game incident, we'll talk about that. We'll spend some time. Go ahead.
So I think you saw, if you haven't seen the video of the end of the Michigan State game in the tunnel, you need to watch it. Basically, Michigan State played relatively tough for the first half. Then Michigan just rolled over them in the second half, tightened down on D. Corum just ate up yards and yards and yards. And honestly, Corum, probably 7 or 8 rushes, you thought he was just about ready to break off another 20 or 30 yards. So he easily could have been over 200 yards. Like, so I thought he had 177 yards. And he was the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week.
On Saturday he did?
Yeah.
He had that many.
That's a ton.
Two tutties, I think, right?
1 receiving, 1 rushing,
correct.
I think.
Yeah. And they were both in front of us, which is cool.
Which is awesome. Okay, so then Michigan State goes to the down the tunnel first. A couple of Michigan guys went in a little bit early, dancing, dabbing, fans and stuff going in. I don't have all the names down, but basically, number 1, DB, just got the crap kicked out of him. And then they got another guy, like Michigan State guys, giving the boots to him, swinging helmets. Like, it was 10-on-1. It was terrible. It was felony assault. What has now happened, a good old-fashioned rivalry game turned ugly. And I don't care what happens the next few years, those games will be ugly. There's going to be cheap shots. Michigan, you need to stay clean. You need to stay good because Michigan State is going to try and drag you into the mud. Stay out of the mud. Beat them on the football field. Act like a gentleman. Act like a victor.
That's assault, brother.
That's assault, brother.
That's Adam Sandler, circa Billy Madison. That's assault, brother. What Michigan State did was terrible. It's an awful look. People want to blame the tunnel. That's stupid. There's been 600 games at the Big House. It's been fine for 600, literally 600.
Yeah, Franklin was a little bit of a goof, and the Michigan State players just went total
flipping dudes off
mode.
And a little bit of shoving is totally fine. That's good for the sport, I actually think.
Yeah.
That was not football. That was terrible. People are going to press charges. You said it was 10 on 2, and then they dragged one in a hallway, so then it was like 10 on 1. It's really ugly. Terrible look from Mel Tucker. Just terrible.
They haven't really said much, have they?
He hasn't reached out to anyone at Michigan, and Harbaugh is not treating them very well right now. And I get
he doesn't have to be.
No, and if Mel Tucker took the high road and reached out to Harbaugh and said, "Hey, let's get on this. Let's both say," and that phone call never happened.
It goes away quicker.
That phone call never happened. So Harbaugh doesn't care. He's in the position of power essentially right now. Harbaugh.
Yeah, you're recruiting for a defensive end from anywhere, Kankakee, Indiana, and you're sitting talking to the parents. You're going to say, "Here's our program, Victor's history, blah blah blah, all that. Oh, and here's Michigan State molesting, assault, losing, terrible. Where are you going to go?"
Yeah, it's terrible for recruiting for Sparty and great for Michigan.
Yeah.
The dude that touched Mel Tucker's head
shouldn't have done that.
He has been banned for life from Michigan Stadium. So the action has been taken there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
he should don't touch the dude.
Because Michigan State fans were trying to say, like, "Whoa, look at this guy, he assaulted Mel Tucker." Okay, first of all, he touched his shiny bald head, which is a little funny.
People touch my head, it's pretty bald.
And then he got banned for life. So he's fine. There's more videos that the police have. There's more out on this. Only 4 have been suspended. That number's going to go up. Some will get arrested, I hope. Terrible situation. If you're a Michigan State fan, you shouldn't be. Dolphins Lions, real quick. Dolphins Lions. Scalp tickets, got in. Won't say how, but we got in. Standing room.
Got a guy.
Standing room. We didn't sit during the game once, and not because it was like an intense game. Everyone was standing. It's because we didn't have a seat to sit in. And Sam Militia, my guy Sam.
That was kind of like a Val and Isaiah deal.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about Sam Militia.
Sam, hey, what's up, Sam?
We're at the border, and our windows are down. We're vibing, whatever. And then, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I look and I see Sam, and he's like, "I love the pod, bro." So then we're just like going nuts. So respect Sam.
Shout out Sam and Joe.
Yep.
And Penny.
The whole fam.
And Sophia.
Yeah. The Lions have been outscored 48-0 in the second half over the past 3 weeks. A little bit of an issue there. So
it's bad. Oh, they fired the defensive back coach.
That's great. Awesome.
Good job.
There's a couple. That'll get us like seven wins. Great job.
We might make the playoffs still.
It's too easy. I didn't tell you this. We met some nice folks that have like a Lions YouTube channel that interviewed us really quickly. I'll send you that video.
Oh, that's good.
They asked us, Michael Myers is in the stadium. What one line do you want to protect you? What did you say? And what do you think I said?
Dominican Sue.
Current Lion.
Current Lion?
That's not a convict.
Oh, Penny Sewell.
So I said Penny exactly like that. I think that's what I said. I think you said Penny for sure. I think that's exactly. I'll show you the video. Deo said Hutch, which is fine. But Penny. Yeah. Someone said Amani or Rourier, which I don't know if it was a joke.
Because he'll be offside. He'll get attacked first. Twice in a row.
Michael Myers would take care of him.
They'll do the sequel, and guess what? He'll be offside again.
Really quick, dudes being dudes. I'm in the line for the bathroom. It's a long line during halftime. And one dude is wearing a Michigan hat. And one of the other dudes says, "Hey man, go blue." And for the next 8 minutes while we were in line, we just talked about Michigan. That's just dudes being dudes. We're all friends.
True that.
The way it worked out, all 4 of us were peeing next to each other at the urinal. We continued our Michigan conversations. Me and a bunch of like 6-year-olds. It was awesome. That's just
you said 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dudes being dudes. We were best friends.
That's the nice thing. There's always sports. You can always talk about sports.
So we were best friends for 8 minutes there. It was just hilarious.
That's good. Dudes being dudes.
Dudes being dudes, and we're going to talk about that a little later on the show if we have time. It's a little sneak peek. Warriors Pistons. I was there for that as well in the house. Curry warming up. That's something to see. Man, it's hilarious. Like, it's just, like, he knows everyone's watching him and just plays into it. 50-50 in terms of Pistons and Warriors fans.
And he started off really well.
50-50. There's more there's just as many Warriors fans.
Wow.
And they're all fraudulent. There's no way you're from Golden State in here. They're all fake. Wins are right. Probably a lot of Canadians that throw on a little Curry jersey.
Listen,
and go watch the
I
game.
understand if you're a fan and
Be a
you
Pistons
start to
fan.
watch
Don't
basketball.
be a Warrior. And I like the Warriors a lot, and they're good for the game.
Yeah.
But support local. We're from the D. We support our teams.
I totally agree. Sport. Like how often are you going to be able to get to see a Golden State game? Not very.
Exactly. But the Pistons, bro. Be a just a support local. That's my thing. Respectfully. Awesome game. So much fun. Jordan Poole scored 12 in like 30 seconds. That was cool. Cade, 23, 10, and 9. Stu Kerr had 24. Great energy. We made a lot of friends at the game. I'll send you a video that we made on a guy posted of us on Instagram. Very funny. Good fans.
Awesome.
Good atmosphere.
Good.
All right. Isaac topics. So I'm going to say topic. We've got at least 10 minutes. We might even be a little long because this is a pretty heavy episode. We'll see how much you want to delve into these topics here. I traveled a bit during reading week. I wrote some stuff down. And I'm going to propose it. You have no idea what I'm... We haven't even talked about this.
This is a keep it moving segment.
So yeah, something like that. So I've got, I think, 8 bits down. Kanye and Kyrie, we talked about. So I guess I have 7 bits.
Okay.
And
do you just want my take on these?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. Ready?
Okay.
Socks on planes.
Socks on planes. No, keep the slides on. Socks only are gross.
Sorry. No socks on planes.
Oh, walking around bare feet?
With flip-flops. That can't be allowed,
No,
right?
that's gross. It is allowed. People allow their toes to touch way too many things. Dude, keep some socks on.
Exactly. There's some hippie dude going in before me.
And especially, not even talking about bathrooms. Like when you go into bathrooms in public places, there's piss all over the place.
Minimum.
Boys, talk about dudes being dudes. Boys are terrible at pissing. If I understand how women hate us because we can't piss properly.
Facts.
So when you're traveling, you're tired, you've got like luggage on your back because you don't want to put it down anywhere.
Yeah.
Guess what? Why can't you put it down?
Because there's pee.
Because there's pee everywhere.
Okay.
Although, hey, solid bring home yesterday the pee jugs. Those plastic jugs.
Elaborate and
so
tell the people because I actually don't.
You know what? We're gonna keep that one moving. That's a longer story. We don't have time for it. Pee jug. That's a later one. It's a good one.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the dude and I was hesitant to wear. So I was gonna wear slides, obviously with socks over, because I'm not a barbarian. But I'm like, maybe I should just put on running shoes to keep everything contained.
I normally wear running shoes.
Yeah, so that's what I did. And this dude was wearing slides or flip-flops with no socks. Goofy. Vaccines and Florida politics on plane conversations.
Can you repeat it?
Don't talk about vaccines or Florida politics on planes. The lady next to me on one of my flights, not only did she want to talk about vaccines, she wanted to talk about Florida politics. I'll leave it at that. I stayed quiet during that conversation and I let her go.
Can you just tell me what her stance was?
She liked how Florida treated the vaccine.
Oh, so she's an idiot.
Respectfully, yes.
Yeah, read the room. And the problem is anti-vaxxers can't read the room because they think they're right. They only talk.
Okay.
What?
It's okay.
Sorry, I get a little fired up. Yeah. Anti-vaxxers, talk to somebody who is educated. Read something that is actually from an educational platform.
I'm going to say a nice one now.
Okay.
Good job, airport employees. They just have a tough job.
They do.
And a lot of them are really, really good at their job. Mm-hmm. So, like, good job, the good airport employees.
Okay, good job, good airport employees. Shout out.
Dudes being dudes. Airport bar. Undefeated.
Undefeated. You can have spectacular conversations. Guess what? Dudes usually don't talk about vaccines or Florida politics at an airport bar. What do they talk about? Sports. And that's when you get some of the best all-time topics because you're not sure. You're like, oh, yeah, like Barry Sanders. Oh, you're from Dallas. Okay, Emmitt Smith. Like, just top 5 all-time running backs. Boom. And then you've got Walter Payton. You got Jim Brown. You got Barry Sanders. Some people think Emmitt Smith, although I'm pretty sure I could get 12,000 yards running behind Dallas's offensive line, but that's a separate conversation.
Nice.
Dudes being dudes.
So, basically, airport bar. I'm still So I had to lay over in Calgary for like a little over an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And this happened to be on Saturday, college football game day. Michigan and Penn State are playing. We've got a Phillies game on. So I'm like, man, I just need to watch some sports. So I find a bar, and there's probably 6 or 7 dudes, all separate, all with a beer in front of them, watching. There's 4 TVs, 3 games, including the Michigan game, and then the 3 college games, and then the Michigan game. They were my best friends for an hour and a half. We talked about everything.
For sure.
Everyone's interested in each other's lives. I'm interested in what they
And
do.
they'd be interested in a 19-year-old who is as well spoken as you are,
Respect,
and
thank you.
can talk about sports in a great deal of depth.
Facts. Respect. Good one, man.
Yeah.
So we were all delving in. What do you do? What do you? I'm an accountant. Well, I'm a sports and it was just super cool. And they were fascinated by me being there. And so I was with a Michigan hoodie on. So they were fascinated by, oh, Michigan, have you ever been to a game? Just because a lot of people like that's distant. That's very right.
Yeah, if you're from Edmonton, you probably haven't been to Ann Arbor for a game.
But they all
Vancouver.
see. So one of the guys is like, wow, crazy, Michigan. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go Michigan State, Michigan. Oh, my God. And then, like, so how many are there? So it's like 70,000. Like, it's got to be a ton. I'm like, it's like 112,000. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's a 70,000 seat stadium. They just jam 110,000 people in there.
So it was just awesome. Dudes being dudes. Airport Bar has never lost. The Airport Bar is undefeated. The only two people that are undefeated, I think, are Airport Bars and Father Time. I don't think anyone else is no one's given them a run.
Globetrotters?
Have they lost?
I think they did lose.
They might have lost
They did
once.
lose to Washington once.
Other than that, and MVP Cade hasn't lost because he doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Good job, parents. Good job. I did a lot of traveling and sports stuff, and while I respectfully paid for it, as I should, the ability to go and do that was nice. So respect. That's good.
Respect.
Kids on leashes.
Oof. So, listen, there is the odd child who probably has some type of significant behavioral disorder that unfortunately you have to put a leash on. Right? Like, that's a rare, really 1 in 1,000. But the problem is, the number's 1 in 1,000. It's probably 1 in 50 these days. How's my numbers? Pretty decent? Over under on 1 in 50.
Over in what? Like
over, but no, it's like when you out in big public places like traveling, grocery stores, it's probably about 1 in 50. Isaac was a terrorist as a child. He really was.
You can't say terrorist. You have to use a
Terrorist.
different word.
Isaac was a very active, not very well behaved, sweaty, brush cut, cute kid.
Saw about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. He was so difficult. Like family were like, boy, yeah, he's pretty high energy. And obviously I'm pretty high energy. And he's still
your
pretty.
fault,
Yeah, it's totally my fault.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Granny. Sorry, Tal and Daniela.
Sorry.
We didn't put a leash on him. You just grabbed him. Right? Like, he's going to run away. You just grab him. If he's going to fall, you just pick him up because he's going to fall. Every now and then, guess what? He runs. You go get him. Who's calling me? Oh, Nono. Shout out Nono. We'll call you back later.
Respect.
Yeah. Nono, if you're listening live, we're taping, so we can't do it. Oh, wait a second. We're not recording live.
No. Well, it's live, but it's not live streamed.
Got it.
I'll just say kids on leashes. In airports, I saw like more than one different instances of a child on a... No, you can't take the
I'll call you
call.
back. We're just recording
All
right now.
So
Talk to you
I'll
soon.
just stop now. Should not have picked that up. Multiple kids on leashes in different groups. Just fascinating. And they were behaving fine. Like, they were fine. It's just, there's got to be another method. And I'm not sure, maybe it's just grabbing.
Discipline. Grabbing.
Yeah, the leashes thing's weird.
Yeah. Ritalin.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to lead, this is my last one. This is a you topic. Entertaining sports parents. I played a lot of sports in my life. Some of them have been good. Some have not been good. You have witnessed a lot. Now, without naming names, I'm going to ask you to say the worst sports parents from a sport, because I played a lot of sports. So this sport had the worst sports parents. This sport had the best sports parents. Then this sport had the most entertaining sports parents. So you've got 3 there.
Ooh,
no naming names, especially if it's going to be negative.
Okay.
So best sports parents, worst sports parents, or most entertaining. Like you would go to a game and be like, oh man, they're here. Right? Like what's
best
the worst?
Sports parents?
What sport was I in that you're like, good
Oh,
parents?
without a doubt. Football, Raiders, and Titans. Coach D and that gang. And it's like there's lots of other great teams. Coach D and the boys. And that family, for sure they win.
So best sports parents would be my football experience as a youth.
Correct.
Worst sports parents. Because I think I know the answer. As a player, because I hear it.
Ooh, that's a really good question. Probably... Oh boy, that's tough.
Take your time. We're not live. So
I'm going to say soccer parents. Because a lot of soccer parents, like they played some soccer, So they think they're absolute experts. I'm going to say some of like the Komodo soccer parents and some of those guys.
Okay, we shouldn't have said that name, but that's fine.
That's okay. Dr. Posey will agree with me on that.
Okay, facts. Most entertaining sports parents, where it's like, oh, goody, they're here. We're going to get some good bits today.
Boy, there's lots of good takes there, right? Like,
be careful.
Football parents, super entertaining.
Yeah.
Some of the baseball parents, like,
be careful.
Good stuff. No, like the Horkies,
Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah.
Blondins, so good.
Coach Rob, okay.
Yeah, Coach Rob's the man. The Downs are all awesome. So baseball's good.
Respect.
Volleyball, I don't think they had enough. There should have been more people for volleyball.
Well, the Swassa, that was when the gym was rented out, and that was just like awesome.
There was a couple of playoff things that we took over the gym.
But parents were like most entertaining sports parents.
Most entertaining sports parents, I think I got to go back to back and go with football.
That's fine. Yeah, that Bill Simmons talks about that sometimes because he's going to his kids' stuff, and I think it's just really funny.
Oh, so good.
Being on the other end of it. But that's all I've got today.
Well, on Wednesday, which is tomorrow,
but
Colin and Noah have a playoff game.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there, and I'm not sure what classification we fit into. We'd be entertaining sports families.
Yes.
Isaac and I are almost professional level fans.
Facts.
No
cap.
When you were playing that Swassa game and the one at St. Clair College and the one at Holy Names, the kids were too quiet and they don't know how to cheer like
Swassa. They were not. Swassa. We got in
Swassa.
trouble. Okay, now wrap it up to the people now.
Okay,
time to go. Respectfully.
Lots of good topics discussed today. Thank you very much. 46 minutes is probably a little long, but we hope we entertain you.
We're 45, so it's an extra 45 seconds, bruv.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks very much. Let us know about your episode requests and what you want us to talk about. Peace out.
Plug the Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Instagram. Yeah, there's some of our swag that's for sale. Christmas is coming up. Buy some swag for your people.
Okay, like 2 months. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people like to buy that stuff early.
Okay.
Christmas songs are already starting.
Okay, and they shouldn't be. Go Pistons. Cade Cunningham, MVP.
Go Pistons. Go Lions in 2023.
2028.